If you're thinking about moving to the Las Vegas Valley, but you're unsure about how much it would cost to live here, then you're in the right place. I'm gonna break down the average living expenses that a person would encounter here in Las Vegas. By the end of this video, you're gonna have a much clearer understanding of the Las Vegas cost of living. And hopefully that helps you decide if our great city is right for you. If you're thinking about moving to Vegas and you want to rent a property before officially putting down some roots, then it's important to know the average rental prices based on the type of property you'd want. So it's July 2023. Median rent for the entire Vegas Valley is currently just under $2,000 a month. But in the last year, we actually saw rental prices come down a bit, an average of $188, which is almost a 10% decrease. Overall, our rental prices are about 5% under the national average. Now, median prices don't really help you in this case because the overall number I just mentioned, it includes houses and apartments together, and everybody wants something different. So let's look at the specific housing types and sizes for a better idea on cost. The median price for houses, not apartments, is currently $22.95 a month. Now, if we just take 3-bedroom homes, which are very common by themselves, the median rent is at $21.50 a month for those properties. For apartments, we see the median is $11.86 for 1 bedrooms, $13.53 for 2 bedrooms, and $16.78 for 3 bedrooms. And don't forget, prices are gonna vary around town depending on location, upgrades, etc. And housing costs are always fluctuating. So if you're seeing this video months after it's made, then you'll wanna double check what prices have been doing. Or you can always email me and I'll get you that info. Let's say you have no intention of renting first and buying a home is your goal. Well, if you're buying cash, then you'd likely be more interested in the median prices for homes in Vegas these days. The latest info we have is from June 2023. And for last month, the median sales price for single-family homes was $444,000. For townhomes and condos, the median sales price was $275,000. Now, if you need to get a loan to buy a home like the vast majority of homeowners do, then you're not only worried about price, you're also worried about monthly payment. With rates and prices fluctuating so much over the past 3 years, I figured it would be more helpful to you guys to see the projected monthly payments on homes at different price points and at different interest rates. Now keep in mind, I'm not a lender, and this is purely informational to give you guys an idea on the potential range of costs for a house. The monthly payments I quote here assume that you're in an HOA with mid-tier pricing. It includes average taxes and fees, PMI where applicable, etc. As you can see here, I listed the monthly payment for mortgages on homes at price points of $400,000, $500,000, and $600,000 versus interest rates of 7%, which is closer to the current rate, 6%, and 5%. I also showed how the payment would differ if you put down 5% and had PMI, or if you put down 20% and there was no PMI. Rates could very well be back to the 5% range by 2024, so I thought it was important to show a more well-rounded view and not just focus on how we have very high 7% rates right now. Again, these are just estimates for informational purposes, so if you are moving here and you're looking for a more accurate estimate, then feel free to reach out to me and I can connect you with a couple lenders for a more accurate pricing. So interestingly enough, Nevada is actually rated as having the 3rd lowest utilities costs when compared to other states. So let's look at the average cost for each utility along with the total average cost afterwards. Electricity here is provided by NV Energy and the average monthly bill is roughly $135 a month. Now this fluctuates dramatically by season though, with the summer seeing the highest bills due to our round-the-clock usage of AC. I mean, I've had winter months where my bill's like $50 to $70, and then summer months where it's like $200 to $300. Gas is handled by Southwest Gas, and the average bill is roughly $30 to $40 a month. During the winter, that bill could go up when the heater is actually used more, but there are other months where you never use the heat at all. Water is handled by the Las Vegas Valley Water District, and we're actually the capital of water conservation in the desert. Average bills here go for around $30 to $40 a month, and you can bet that the water company will alert you ASAP if they suspect you have a leak or any other issue that shows higher than normal water usage. Trash is handled by Republic Services, and the average cost is about $40 to $50 a quarter, so roughly $15 a month. And finally, sewer is sometimes included in the water bill, but essentially homeowners are paying $289 in sewer fees a year, which comes to about $24 a month. Now altogether, these utilities will run you an average of about $240 to $250 a month. So there was actually a study done in 2022 which put the average cost of groceries here in Nevada at around like $8,100 a year, which comes out to $675 a month. So after reading that, it was kind of obvious to me that what they did was like a basic average out price because I know a bunch of single people and even married couples that spend less than that, and then families that spend more than that. A more helpful measure would be looking at those averages based on the specific type of household. So according to the MIT Living Wage Calculator, a single person living alone here can expect to pay around like $400 a month on food. A couple with no kids would spend about $700 a month, and then a couple with 2 kids would spend around $1,150 a month. Obviously, this depends on how well you eat, how much you eat, how many people you have in your family, so make sure you take that into account when you're trying to figure out the monthly grocery expenses for here in Vegas. Some of the most important costs to know that you'll deal with are the various taxes that come with living in Las Vegas. Property tax is a huge cost in other states like New Jersey, California, Texas, but here in Nevada, we actually enjoy some of the lowest rates in the country. On average, our property tax rates are about 0.5% to 0.75%. It's great. For sales tax, the Tax Foundation reports that we pay a combined rate of 8.23%, which is higher than some states, but lower than California. And finally, one of the largest tax that most people will pay in most states is your state local income tax. And guess what? That is 0 in Nevada. We pay no state income tax, and that makes Las Vegas a great place to live and work. So I basically took the median estimate I found, and it seemed a little bit high to me, but I'll still share it with you. According to bankrate.com, the average yearly cost for minimum coverage here is $973, which is about $81 a month. And for full coverage, it's about $2779 a year, or $231 a month. Now, it did seem high to me, and there were other estimates I found that put the average for full coverage around like $2,200, which is actually closer to what I pay. Regardless of what source you use though, I want you guys to understand that car insurance is a bit more expensive here in Las Vegas and Nevada versus the national average. The reasons are simple. This is a 24-hour town, so there's more opportunities for crashes. The tourism here boosts the number of drivers on the road, and we have more male drivers here, which apparently equates to a greater risk on the road. I didn't realize we were such a threat. According to AAA, the average price of gas in the country right now is just under $3.60 a gallon. Nevada is generally a little bit more expensive than the national average, and currently the average price we pay here in Las Vegas is about $4.20 a gallon. That's definitely less than California, but not cheap by any measure. So let's extrapolate that. If you fill gas around 3 times a month on average, and you have like a mid-size car, 15 gallons maybe, the average price you pay at the pump monthly here would be around like $190 to $200. Now obviously these prices can fluctuate wildly due to the economy, world events, and whatever else. And gas prices are pretty high right now due to the summer months, so make sure you take that into account when you're estimating. If you looked up the base car registration fee here in Nevada, you might have a big smile. Only $33? Wait a second, that's just the base fee. Nevada actually charges 2 government service taxes on top of the car registration fee, which are based on a formula using a certain percentage of your car's MSRP, and it's actually depreciated yearly, so the cost will go down each year. Now the formula to figure it out is a little bit complicated, so what I've done is include a link in the description so you guys can check how much your car's registration might be here. While I can't quote you actual numbers because the value of cars vary so much, just know that newer cars are going to pay a few $100s a month, and each year that's going to drop a bit. So this one is pretty straightforward because there's a lack of options. So there are a couple internet providers in town, and in truth, most people use one major service since they basically have a regional monopoly, and that is Cox Communications. Their basic mid-tier package here includes cable and internet, and it's going to run you about $150 a month on average. Now many people have cut the cord and don't care for cable and only want internet to survive. So there are other options you could use such as CenturyLink, but many times you have to pay extra fees for them or even some construction charges for them to bring services to your specific areas. I'm not shilling for either one, just giving you guys the info. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions about moving to Las Vegas or you need any assistance with finding housing here, please feel free to reach out. Have a great day.